I like the simplicity of life in general in comparison to modern life. There's no drama, no phones. It does turn into being like this little family because you have to have the cooperation of everybody. We all sit out on the porch and then we just talk about life or whatever. And it's also a chance to get away and just clear your head from a busy week. It offers learning about the history of an event more thoroughly through experience than reading from a textbook. You should come to a state historical park because it offers a more thorough glimpse on what life was back then versus how it is now. I'd just say try it out. There's really nothing you can lose, only something you can gain.
So a friend of mine who was with this group out here says, Jerry, why don't you come out and take a look and see what we're doing? So I met him in Grand Island. There was a big reenactment going on, and I got hooked. The thing that I enjoy, somebody said, well, why do you do the reenacting? The cannon firing is really high on the priority because the cannon that we have out there is an original barrel from the Civil War. And it's one of the few cannons that's still being fired in the United States. For me personally, it's always been the idea of it's a family. So if you walk through here next summer, you would see little kids playing. All the little kids have always called me Grandpa. I've always had a connection with the young kids because I taught young kids. I was an elementary art teacher for many years. There's just a certain calmness about the family out here. Plus, no TV, no newspapers, no cell phones, so it's really nice and quiet out here.
One of the great things about being out here is that we get to portray the everyday person that got to work out here and live out here. We actually get to learn from the experiences that they have by trying to recreate those, but also really tell a story that oftentimes gets forgotten because these are the folks that are just trying to make life happen back then. The story of the people that lived out here in Nebraska, the people that really made this whole system work. I got to serve the people traveling down the trail, work at the Pony Express, do the haying and put up the hay for the stagecoach and everything. It's a really interesting and a fun way to learn about the history by doing it yourself, but it also gives you a respect for what they did because it does take a lot of work to really put up hay throughout the entire year and have enough to get you through the winter. We get to try to portray that and get to learn from that and be able to share some of those stories.